Hello, this is Miho from Canada. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental, physical health are good and fit. So today I'm gonna talk about shifting your energy instead of being controlled by the bad energy. Which means that maybe you're having such a tough time. Maybe you're suffering and your daily life gets really tough and you have all negative talk, a lot of negative voices inside of you, and you want to forget it and you want to deal with it, but you just don't know how to stop it, and it really affects all kinds of parts of your life, right? Because you need to run your life. You might have family to look after, you might have kids to deal with, or house to deal with, your work, right? Grocery to pick up, anything that's simple to complex, you have the life to run. But if you're suffering or having a hard time with a relationship with your family or spouse or maybe kids, it really affects a good part of your day, right? So I totally understand what it feels like, because I've been there for so long, and that I was kind of in the maze of not getting out of that loop. And as if I was creating this jail almost, to strangling myself and living in that environment. And for instance, if you have some sort of issue with your body, you want to get advice from the doctor. You might want to talk about it, right? So same for the mind too. If you're having a tough time, you can get help. You can get advice from people who've been through the similar experience, so that you kind of have the understanding and also relief that, there are somebody who've been through the similar experience and they're okay, and they have a good advice and good perspective of how to deal with it because they've been through it, right? So it's good to listen to those experienced people in that, your path, and you really feel much confident that you could get out of that situation. And now I know that, but I didn't know then, or I was so cooped up in my little bubble that I didn't want to share. I just kept it myself for so long, and it was a struggle on its own, right? So also that when you have this struggled feeling, use that energy not to be controlled, but to use it to push yourself forward. It's like when you're feeling really bad or sad and angry about somebody, you're always being controlled by that person. And it's not a good feeling. And your life is thrown away just because you've been controlled by that emotions. But you use that energy of emotion to push forward, to inspire yourself. So your desperation becomes your inspiration. So use that energy shifting in your conscious level, that it's the same energy, it's just you're focusing, your gear is in a negative way or the better way that push you forward to the positive way. So when you have that difficulties or suffering feeling, you have a special task that you do not want to carry that over to the next generation. For instance, if you have kids, you know exactly how suffocating that feeling or whatever that people said, or maybe the parents or family. So you exactly know what it feels like, so you don't want to carry that over to the next generation. You stop it, you cut the chain of the bad habits, right? Of, treating people, or bad habit of thoughts. And your next generation would be having such a calm and beautiful life without those struggles, right? So you have a good role to stop it and make the life much better for the next. And of course that you felt really bad, so that you don't want to repeat it to the next person or to other people. You want to just stop it. That's how I looked at it. Whatever I was told, a certain way, or being treated, mistreated, I felt really bad. So you're not going to do the same to the other person, right? So you have the role to just stop it and cut it, right? Not to carry it over to the people around you. So that's your kind of responsibility, or the role that you play. And because you have so many of that growing up, maybe in a family, you become a really good parent, because you understand exactly what kids don't like to be treated in a certain ways. So because you've been through it, so you wouldn't do that the same. You do the other way. The other way means that you wanted to be treated, right? Maybe you wanted to, being told like, you're doing really well, they praise for the progress, or, they give you a hug, or they give you more attention, or, I don't know, just leave it to be so that they can really explore, right? A different. And then, so you realize that in an old pattern, you don't need to be controlled by. And there are better ways, of more free way of doing things. And because you've been going through so much hardship, you understand that no matter what kind of circumstances you face, you wouldn't put your vibrations down. And you keep, going for your peace and harmony. That's the quality that you have. Because when you go out of the, when you go out to the world, because of your hardship, everything seems easier, because you had such a hardship at home. And when you become a higher level of consciousness, that you feel that peacefulness and happiness there, and you forget what was like, when you were having such a suffocating time and a suffering time. And you're up in a new level, right? As if like you forget all about your pregnancy or the birth. It was so much tough, experience, but you forget. I thought, oh, that's very similar, right? And so you reach that level, and then like you can totally let go of it, and you can stop whatever the bad habits that carried over from generation to generation at your time, right? Because you're conscious about it. You know the difference. You know not to repeat the same thing over to the next generation, so that they will have a much better, peaceful, happiness time. Peaceful and a happy time. So when you are in a darkness and you put the light in a darkness, it lights up. Instantly, the darkness will disappear, right? So you have that light inside of you. As long as you know that, you're okay, right? No matter what. And because you've been through such a hardship, you are tough mentally. And when you get over it, it gets even tougher because you're so strong. You need to be strong to go through that hardship. So if you're in the middle of it, you will get through and get the guidance. Find the people maybe who gone through the similar experience that you can see the end, more like the light, at the end, so that you keep moving, you keep going, you keep that energy, the desperation energy into the inspiration energy. And you will really light up to people, to inspire others. So you do have that quality in you. That's why you're going through that hardship, right? So you stop whatever you feel, you didn't like it because you just don't want to, repeat that to the next generation. That's a big role as well, okay? So hope this helps to keep going. So change your desperation to inspiration. Keep yourself moving forward. Hope this helps and see you in the next video. Bye bye.